All right, guys, welcome back. Let's check those ID cards. Back to another edition of the Lodge League of Distinguished Gentlemen exclusive, a place where young, fly, fresh, and mildly flamboyant gentlemen from around the world can chime in and add their value, or at least take some back from what we're going to add here today versus what we can uncover amidst the way that we carry ourselves, okay? Of course, this series is devoted to those out there who are looking to improve their overall core aesthetic and to become the best at who they would like to be, in terms of style, dress, communication, thought process, anything that would attribute to a person sharpening their iron and their tools and their weaponry for war to take on this tough world. Okay, guys, so basically today we're going to look at some style concepts, okay? It's one of the things that I pride myself upon is the ability to go out there and actually acquire items that make sense, okay? Unfortunately, there are scores of gentlemen out there. I walk past them every day. I see how they present themselves and how they come across based on just appearance, first and foremost, okay? There's so many different levels to how this all comes into one area of correlation, but I wanted to address a couple of the points that pertain to mostly every guy out there who is walking around and trying to become who they want to become. First, guys, it starts with the way you present yourself in terms of your outfit and your style, okay? There's different variations of style. Some mentalities, some personalities will basically exude itself upon the way you look. And there's no right or wrong way to look the best in the world. You just have to bring out the best within yourself and sharpen it, okay? There's many ways to make a piece of fabric lay on your body appropriately. There are many different ways to pick the right color, the right trim, the right fit, the right fashion sense. All this stuff basically comes from your own personal style, okay? I'm not going to try to develop your style for you, all right? But I'm going to definitely help you to locate that style that's buried deep within oneself, whether or not you know it's there or whether or not you believe it to be what it should be. I believe that everyone has the ability to bring out the best qualities of themselves based upon how they look and how they present themselves. Now, I'll tell you guys, when you're walking out there, many people will judge you based on the way you look, the way you come across, the way you carry yourself. But the first thing they're going to look at is how you dress, okay? Second thing they're going to look at is your grooming aesthetic, okay? They're going to look at how your hair is cut, how your beards are trimmed. You have straggly hairs on your eyebrows. Do you have nose and ear hair, okay? Things like that. You're going to look for stains on your clothes, and are they ironed? Are they pressed? Okay, did you just get them out of the cleaners, light starch, all that good stuff? Then they're going to definitely look at shoes, guys, okay? That's one of the things that people seem to overlook is the fact that your shoes will become a key reference point in terms of what people can see. And everyone to some degree is judged by their shoes. It's crazy, but it's the truth, okay? I hate to tell you guys something false, but the ladies out there will judge you based on your footwear, okay? Are they clean? Are they polished? Do they have different areas of, life left on them? Are they like old shoes? Are these shoes that will extend the way that, they accentuate your outfits, okay? Do they look like it's time for them to go, okay? Your shoes are the biggest and the most important aspect of a good style or a good wardrobe or a good outfit. Let's just say it that way, okay? There are many different pairs of shoes out there. There's some good, some bad, some that you should waste your money on, some that you should not waste your money on, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The story goes on and on and on and on, okay? So there's no real way to determine what shoe works best for you. So you should have a palette of different types of shoes and footwear. Okay, and that goes from everything from stylish, from athletic to dress and casual to business, athletic shoes, all the mix. You should have every single one. Okay, and then there are different types of shoes that you should have within every category. Okay, and I'm not saying you should go out there and buy the most expensive thing on the block, but you definitely don't want to buy the cheapest thing on the block. Okay, that's a whole nother series. Well, not a series, but that's a whole nother video. We'll get into one of those a little bit later. But right now, we just want to talk about the first impression and what people visually see when they come into contact with you. Okay, again, let's start here. If you're coming out of the house and you look like you've been working in your backyard all day, and you decide to put that shirt back on and then go to the mall and walk around, or go to one of the nicer areas of town to do some shopping or something like that. If you look like you've been working out in your yard with your yard shoes and your yard gear, and you're looking like you've been sweating in your clothes all day, non-starter, guys. Dump that, throw that in the washer, put it in your dirty clothes hamper, whatever that is. Do not wear that out, okay? I've seen guys make that mistake before. And hey, don't get me wrong, I understand there's some hard-working guys out there. We all work very hard. But understand that you're going to warrant the type of attention you're going to get based on how you choose to present yourself when you exit your house. Okay, it's just what it's going to be. No matter how you look at it, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's just the way the world works, guys. You're going to be judged off of your appearance. You're going to be judged off of your style. And then you're going to be judged off of your fragrance and how you smell. Okay. So there are different types of fragrances that you're going to want to go out there and acquire, okay, that will enhance the clothing that you're wearing. Now, let's first discuss the types of clothing that makes sense, okay? Everybody's going to have a basic palette with your athletic gear. You're going to have business casual, dress up, dress down, the whole nine. You're going to probably have one of different outfits for each category. And if you don't, you should, okay? You should not be walking around out there with basically one type of outerwear on, okay? And then they vary based upon the seasons, okay? And then that would also lend itself to understanding how your footwear palette plays into that. But initially, you can take, let's say one portion of wardrobe for each season. So there's 4 seasons, and I kind of go with 6 sometimes, because if you want to call it a 6, I look at the seasons between a few of them. Like between the summer and the winter, I call that a season there. And between the spring and the summer, there's another little season in there. And depends on all depending upon where you live. It would be based upon the type of climate that you're exposed to. I know East Coast here, Southeast United States, we get all 4 seasons. We get every season, all 4 of them. But there's also these little hatch areas, these little windows between at least 2 of the different seasons. There's a little window where you don't know what you're going to get, cold or hot, sometimes in the middle, but you have to be prepared for that. And you have to have a particular type of outfit to straddle the wall of 2 seasons that make sense. And to me, it's always between the fall and the winter, and then it's between the summer and the spring. That little trap door area right there. Those 2 areas of the year, you just don't know if you're going to get a cold day or a warm day. So it's better to be prepared for those particular types of days as they come down the line towards you. Okay, that's just something I've observed in my area of the United States. It makes sense to me. Based upon where you live, it's going to be different for you. All right. So in my estimation, the very first thing you want is a specific wardrobe for each season. And like I said before, including the 2, I call it a 6, but you're going to need a minimum of 4 different types of wardrobe for each of those seasons. Now, it doesn't matter how you do this in terms of, you have to pick the styles and the colors that go well with your skin tone, first of all, and you have to try on your clothes, guys. Don't be these guys that just order it offline and then you get it, you throw it on, and hey, happy-go-lucky, I'm going outside. No, you have to go to places to get fitted. Okay, you'd probably want to find yourself a good tailor or a seamstress that can measure you. Okay, before you begin your purchasing journey, before you go out there and start swiping your card, spending all your money on these off the rack items, they're not going to always fit you appropriately. And I'm telling you, for most guys, we all come in different shapes and sizes. You're going to have to understand how to get fitted for the appropriate attire. Okay, don't go out there and snatch it off the rack and throw it on and call it a day. Now, sometimes that can work. It's a shot in the dark, and it's not guaranteed all the time. Sometimes you're going to get that, every now and then. I would say every blue moon, you might get a good shirt or a good pair of pants that just seemingly fits somehow, and you'll be good with that. That does happen, but it's not often. Okay, and if it does happen often, you might want to keep shopping there. Most of the cases, it's not going to. So you're going to have to get fitted. And to get fitted, you have to get measured. So you're going to want to find a good tailor that knows how to measure your body aesthetic and your phenotype and all the good stuffs about who you are and how your body will relate to the articles of clothing that you will select. Okay, once you understand this, I'm not the type of guy that believes in finding a stylist. I mean, you can, and it's not a bad thing. I don't tend to believe that you actually need it unless you're just terrible when it comes to style. There are some people out there, they're terrible with understanding how to match the color wheel and how to put together style and things like that. So they end up making their wardrobe look worse because they don't know how to blend the style aesthetic or to offset the color palette. Okay. That color palette is something that you have to really consider, and you have to pay very close attention to it, because if you don't, whatever that you're wearing is going to look terrible upon you. So you have to start with your skin and your body type. Okay, first you understand that the body type that you have has to be specifically fitted. You want your clothes, you want to obviously have as less fabric as possible. No, not an overabundance of fabric. Okay, if your stuff looks like it flaps in the wind when you walk outside, guess what? That shirt or that jacket or those pants or trousers or slacks, they're too big. Okay, you want your pants, your trousers, your slacks to be cut specifically to your inseam and your length of your legs. And you don't want that bunched up effect if you can muster it. Now, sometimes it's going to happen. It's okay. It's not, you don't have to be straight legged with everything, but you're obviously going to want your trousers to fit where they're not dragging under the bottom of your shoes. Okay, guys, don't want to see that. I don't like to see guys where their pants are dragging under their shoes. Okay, under the heel of your shoe. That's a terrible representation of tailoring. You look like your granddaddy handed you these pants and you were like, 12? And your great granddad passed them down and you just put them on and put a belt on and there you go. You're dragging your pants under your shoe. Okay, that is terrible. We want to avoid anything that looks like that. Okay, so you're going to want to ensure that your inseams are cut and you don't want the pants to be overly baggy. There are some people out there that wear their pants like that, especially in a suit. It looks terrible, guys. Don't do it. Okay, do not walk out there with your pants baggy. It looks like a flag flying in the wind when you walk outside and the wind hits you in the wintertime or something like that. You do not want your pants flapping in the wind when the wind blows. Okay, you don't want people riding down the road and stopping thinking your pants are flying at full staff or something like that, like it's a flag. Okay, that's just terrible. Okay, so you want less fabric. Okay, you don't want them tight though. You don't want your pants to be painted on your body. Okay, if you are an athletic build type of guy and you have muscular legs and things like that, you're kind of a shorter person with thicker legs, a thicker lower body, then you can probably widen out your pants a little bit more and it's going to look a lot better. But I'm speaking about the average size guy, about 5'9"-ish. About 160 pounds or so. You do not want your pants to be painted on, and you do not want them flapping in the wind either. You want to be right in between there, where you have about an inch or less of extra fabric in your inseams and things like that, and then you want about an inch or less on your thighs and stuff like that. You want some breathing room, but you don't want them too baggy, and you don't want them too tight. Okay. Now let's talk about your belt. Now, there's a narrative out there that you must wear a belt, and well, you don't have to. Belts are they're like an acquired taste. You can wear a belt with some of your slacks, trousers, or jeans if you want to. Then again, you don't have to. It's basically it's a game time decision for the most part. If you have some shoes that go with it, please, you can wear your belt. But I don't want to see you guys wearing a brown belt and black shoes, a black belt and brown shoes, a red belt, black shoes, red belt, that type of thing, blue belt, green shoes. No. We're not going to do that, okay? Your shoes must match your belt, guys, okay? Now, here's the thing you do with that. If you have good shoes, they match your belt, you can match that with your watch, okay? If you have a leather band watch, match that with your belt, which also should correspond and coordinate with your shoes, okay? That's how it's supposed to go. Now, the color palette should be based upon the season, okay? You want your lighter colors and your more colorful colors in the spring and the summer where it's hot and where the sun is out and the air is brisky, but it's not cold, okay? Where you can wear a light jacket or maybe not a jacket at all, just maybe a long sleeve a dress shirt or something like that, okay? A sweater or something to that degree, okay? Now you want your lighter colors to happen. Then your colorful colors should actually stand out during these times of the year. Okay, you're gonna wear your more earth tone colors when it gets more fall, and then the winter, you're gonna darken your colors a little bit because you wanna stay a little warmer, okay? You don't wear the lighter colors when it's cold out, okay? Overcoats and things like that are definitely a style man's dream. If you understand how to style your overcoats, you get those that are a little bit roomy, but enough to wear over a suit if you have on one, and a sweater if you're wearing one of those in the wintertime. So you can really make some things happen if you understand sizing and styling of your clothing, okay? So that's just one area that I want to focus on here today, guys. Not going to keep this video very long. Just wanted to kind of touch on some of these things, kind of give you guys some direction so you can understand ways to improve your intro package. Okay, that's what we're going to call this, the intro package, okay? We'll go in and we'll start discussing and dissecting different parts of the wardrobe as we go through. We'll understand clothing, we'll understand shoes, cut, all of these things when it comes to how the shoes need to be made, trousers, slacks, the best types of manufacturers, the best clothing companies that tailor clothes to your liking, to your fit, all this good stuff, okay? We'll go through it. Best fragrances, okay? Belts, garters to keep your shirt tucked in, all these different things. There's so many different areas of style, guys, that you need to understand. And you have to be willing to put in the work, okay? You can't be lazy when it comes to your style, guys, okay? You're gonna have to learn how to put the work in and how to be accountable for what you look like when you go outside and what you smell like, okay? We'll cover all these things, but right now, let's start here. Guys, do me a favor. Like, share, comment down below, okay? Go ahead and forward this video to anyone that you think would need to hear it and need to see it. We're gonna drop a series on this, okay? This is just the first of many. So feel free to check back or just go ahead and hit that notification bell, because once I drop them, guys, they're gonna be coming like wildfire, okay? Keep your eyes open, your ears open, keep your eyes peeled. The videos will come. They will assist you guys to get on your game, and this will go in accordance to everything else that you have working in your favor to make you a better guy. Welcome to the lodge, gentlemen. We shall proceed. Peace.